doing my best to try and navigate these beams, but it's not easy indeed. Devices police are trying to drive me crazy, i.e., networks connected to the United Grand Lodge of England within the devices police headquarters are attempting to destroy me, body and soul, to cover up for Walter Rose and Sons Butcher Shop and the organ harvesting operation that the devices police are handling there. Indeed, it seems that the majority of the beaming is directed at me specifically to cover up for Walter Rose and Sons Butcher Shop, which seems to be a carefully guarded state secret indeed. The reputation of Walter Rose and Sons Butcher Shop seems to be something that the devices residents and the devices police will kill for. Indeed, therefore, they've coordinated this ongoing irradiation of me by the Ferris family in various forms of technological manipulation, like voice to skull transmissions that are beaming implanted thoughts into my brain. Indeed, it seems that this is all part of the Roundway experiment. Indeed, it's interesting to consider that GRU operatives are coordinating the beaming, but these GRU operatives are coordinated by devices police, interestingly. So there is a network of GRU agents attempting to implant thoughts into my brain, whereby I begin to spin out and believe I am a Russian agent. These GRU units are attached to the devices police setup, so it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, the GRU operate for the Soviet continuums interconnecting with DVD networks, all of whom want to see me neutralized, basically, and indeed they've settled on this soft kill. Indeed, all of the Masonic lodges in England have decreed a fatwa against me, so it's all very interesting to consider. All of the Masonic lodges in the UK have decreed a fatwa against me for exposing Walter Rose and Sons Butcher Shop. Indeed, there seems to be a lot of Masonic interest in this building. Indeed, so very interesting to consider. I believe it may be one of the key appendages of the organ trade in the whole of the country. Sorry. And as I stated before, devices serves as a form of protective custody. So many of the butchers are actually protected child rapists, coordinated as a network of confidential police informants by devices police, just as the majority of drug dealers in devices are also protected child rapists, protected by the state and the monarchy, and they are coordinated as a network of confidential police informants by devices police. So as I stated, devices as a town serves as a form of protective custody for mass child rapists. So very interesting to consider. Indeed, my original exposure of the butcher shop and the devices police initiated grooming gangs seems to have caused rather a lot of chaos within the British security services. So it's all very interesting to consider what exactly are the British security services attempting to cover up in devices. Indeed, I've delineated most of this before, but you also have to consider the fact that devices the location of the Roundway experiment, i.e., experimentation and psychic warfare capabilities carried out on highly intellectual mental patients by devices mind control programmers. So it's very interesting to note that the Roundway experiment is basically the UK branch of the Montauk project. Indeed, various programmers were resident at the Roundway psychiatric facility during the Cold War, including Dr. Klaus Neuerbacher, who was originally an SS operative. Indeed, the Neuerbacher family are now known in devices as the Newlands family, so it's all very interesting to note the synchronicities here between the devices police networks and the Nazis. Indeed, as I've stated before, devices police were responsible for programming me to behave in certain ways on numerous occasions when I freaked out and began to tout Nazi ideology, and this was all because of mind control programming initiated on me by Wiltshire Police as part of the Roundway experiment, designated TF-84. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, now we see the lengths that devices will go to protect the name of Walter Rose and Sons Butcher Shop. Indeed, they've managed to get the whole county wanting to destroy me. The whole county now want to kill me. Indeed, all of the so-called local gangsters in this region are forming an alliance to scare me out of town before I start identifying 764 operatives in this region. So it's all very interesting to consider that the Devizes residents and Wiltshire Police have set up an enormous torture programming experiment whereby I am to be isolated from the public, slowly driven crazy by beams and voice to skull technology and radiation. Eventually this will cause me to murder someone. So it's very interesting indeed. The police are blindsiding me, i.e. they are allowing me to create these videos, knowing that they could eventually lure me into a trap whereby I murder someone. Indeed, so very interesting indeed. The Devizes police are hoping I murder a policeman. Indeed, the Devizes police networks will then blame the murder of a policeman on the Russians, stating that I was acting as an operative for GRU operations, and therefore Devizes can cast everything that I've been saying about them as Russian disinformation. They seem to be playing a long game strategy. As I've stated, the police are blindsiding me, attempting to build me up for a murder. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, this is really quite disturbing. Indeed, the whole concept of Devizes police setting up a torture programming experiment on me is interesting. It's all part of the Roundway experiment, dubbed TF-84. Indeed, there's no way out for me. I'm stuck in this mind control experiment being coordinated by Warminster Police locally. So it's all very interesting. The Warminster Police Department are operating a torture mind control program on me for the police fraternities. Indeed, it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, Wyvern Lodge number 8620, heavily involved in my targeting and are themselves heavily involved in the organ trade by a CJ Robbins butcher shop, which is part of the organ harvest, the Wiltshire Police's organ harvest. Indeed, the CJ Robbins shop directly interlinks to networks of Kurdish militants with whom they are operating schemes together. Indeed, it's all very interesting to consider that this Wiltshire Freemason network is very far-reaching and operative in several countries, with the knowledge of the clandestine services, i.e. British intelligence. Indeed, there are MI6 networks interlinked to this organ trade here in Wiltshire, operative as part of his long-range strategy, whereby a police state will be erected in the United Kingdom. Anyone questioning the police's activities will be put in some sort of containment facility. So it's very interesting to see the way that Britain is going. This is all because we have an unchecked police force. Indeed, we have a police force that's unanswerable to anyone, therefore is able to operate these criminal syndicates which are transnational as much as they please. Indeed, it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, your tax money is going into the black budget for the police's operations, so it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, Wiltshire Police are considering terminating my channel. It was interesting considering I had believed they were going to blindside me, but maybe they are about to change their plans. Indeed, it's all very interesting to consider. This exposure of the organ trade has caused problems for several individuals in Warminster who are interconnected with Devizes Police's operations. So it's all very interesting indeed. The Mayor, Councillor Jack Jones, is more than aware that the organ trade is running through the town of Warminster. So it's all very interesting to consider indeed. Returning to mind control programming, indeed, there was rather a lot of mind control programming at the Roundway Asylum complex during the Cold War years. And this has continued in recent years also, with the programming of mind-controlled assassins and hypno-programmed couriers taking place in the underground laboratories beneath the Green Lane Psychiatric facility. Indeed, there is a large underground facility beneath Green Lane. Indeed, many of the chambers in this underground facility contain Russian mental patients with extrasensory phenomena who were utilized in parapsychological experiments by the GRU and KGB in Russia and were transported to Devizes to be utilized in parapsychological experimentation by the British intelligence services, and also in the Masonic rituals whereby they are sacrificed to the Freemasons' demon gods as part of an overall plan of Freemasons in Wiltshire to summon the Antichrist, who they would herald as their savior. It's interesting to consider that Vermin is the current Sabbatean Messiah, therefore plays an integral role in the DVD's operations in Wiltshire as an operative of 764 and the National Socialist Party of the United Kingdom. So, still very interesting indeed. As I stated before, these are overarching operations coordinated by a Nazi Leviathan, i.e. the IG Farben Corporation, whose intelligence branch is NW7, and is operative in Wiltshire through networks of satanic cults. Indeed, these Nazi networks, i.e. the initiates of Bavarian Illuminism, coordinate all of the satanic cult activity in the United Kingdom through local police forces. So it's all very interesting. The local police forces are running the satanic cult programs. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, I've delineated this concept several times over the course of my videos. Indeed, it's really quite scary to consider that there is a large network of interconnecting brotherhoods who are German Masonic orders. Indeed, British Freemasonry is coordinated by German Masonic orders through the utilization of such degrees as the Ordo Templi Orientis puts out. So it's all very interesting to consider how all of this is interconnecting. Indeed, the unknown superiors of British Freemasonry are themselves of German heritage and are part of the IG Farben Combine, and therefore are NW7 operatives. Indeed, it seems to be NW7 who are running basically everything now in the West and also in the Russian Federation. So it's interesting considering the military industrial complexes of these two nations wish to go to war together against each other, but the military industrial complexes of these two nations are both run by NW7 operatives, i.e. IG Farben intelligence agents. So It's all very interesting to consider exactly what is going on. Indeed, how is this all interlinked back to the Roundway experiment? Indeed, the Roundway experiment that began in 1947 continues to this day, almost 80 years on. Indeed, there are thousands of Russian high, high intelligence, higher stage of evolution parapsychotics kept beneath the town of devices who are utilized for experimentation in the overall schemes of the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst for a global monopoly. Indeed, it's all very interesting to consider that these extraterrestrial Russian mental patients are highly used as intelligence commodities by both the Soviets and the Western cryptocracies. So it's all very interesting to note that the reason that the Soviet intelligence services have basically provided these mental patients to the devices ring is because they know they can make a profit on the organ trade, as Russian government black marketeers interconnected with dark web network are able to fetch a heavy price for the organs after they've been transported back from devices to the Russian Federation. So it's very interesting to consider what exactly is going on with these networks. Indeed, there are Mossad networks interlinking to this agenda also, who wish to destroy the Hebrews in Israel, now utilizing networks of neo-Nazis and jihadists for this purpose. Indeed, we are basically about to witness another ritual holocaust, coordinated by the ambitions of people such as Blaise Metrovelli, i.e. the Director General of MI6, who hates Hebrews, and schizophrenics with a vengeance. Indeed, she is an operative of NW7, therefore one of the most well-placed NW7 operatives in the global cryptocracies, in a position where she can basically coordinate the activities of MI6, and therefore elements of the wider British intelligence and security capacity. So it's all very interesting to consider this. Sorry. My own mind control programming that took place at Grenville Lodge led on to my experiences in Eastern Europe, where I was a hitman for the GRU. Indeed, I was not a consenting operative of the GRU. You must remember this. I was not a consenting operative at all. Indeed, I was under mind control coding and therefore was unable to operate with my own free will. Indeed, I was kept in an energy that I did not want to be in by the GRU and was forced to kill on their command. So very interesting to consider. Indeed, the intelligence services of Britain and Russia have really fucked with my mind. Therefore, they are partially responsible for my mental patient status. Indeed, I believe, though, that the mental patient status was within me when I was born, as I am a chosen one. I am of a higher evolutionary function than the remainder of society, and therefore I was chosen for a purpose by a higher frequency. And a lot of this purpose seems to have to do with the exposure of Walter Rose and Sons butcher shop, which is causing me a lot of chaos with the Warminster residents, because they cannot handle the Wiltshire butcher shops being talked about in the way that I am talking about them. Indeed, as I've stated, the butcher shops are all integrated into Masonic networks and dark brotherhoods. So it's interesting to consider all of this when making an analysis of my research. Indeed, this is the thing. I'm now not sure what else to say in this video, and I do appear to be going around in circles a little bit at the moment. However, it's okay. Indeed, the beams are beginning to attack me with a higher frequency already at this time of day, so it's really annoying. Indeed, the beams actually limit my output, and the frequencies basically stop me from being able to operate properly, which is part of the agenda of devices, please, to drive me as insane as possible so that I can't operate and so that I'll murder a policeman, which is not going to happen. Indeed, I'm going to leave it there until the next time.